What's up, guys? It's your boy 1904 Comics. Today I'm be talking about 4 titles that I read this week, and we're going to kick it off with regarding the matter of Oswald's body. I had to read that and look at it because, yeah, it's a little tongue twister. Anyways, this is about the JFK assassination. It's a conspiracy story. Doesn't get too deep into the conspiracy as of yet. It was a really good setup issue. It sets up the characters really well. We know exactly who's who, what their purpose is, and what their purpose is going forward. There's no confusion. So I really enjoyed that. We're introduced to 5 characters. One of the main guys, his name is Frank. Frank is in charge of putting together a group of 4 team members. Frank is a pretty powerful guy, it seems. We don't know if he's part of the military or who he is. It doesn't specify. But he hangs around cops and government officials. He has enough pull to get one of the members he chooses. All her charges are dropped. She's in jail at the time he goes and recruits her. All charges are dropped. She's freed and she's able to join the team. So he has some type of power, but it doesn't specify, exactly his title. So hopefully in the next issue or two we can figure out exactly who he's a part of, military, mafia, who knows what. But yeah, so that's Frank. And Frank introduces us to each character as the story goes on. There's 4 characters. The first guy we're introduced to, his name is Shep. And before we continue, let me show you a group picture of everybody. And I'll try to show you some artwork at the end, but they're all kind of doing shady stuff. I don't want to give nothing away when Frank is recruiting them. So I'll try to find something to show you guys. But this is Buck. This is Wainwright. This is Yellow Rose. That is Shep. That is Frank, a cop and some government official. So that's the team members right there. So Frank goes and recruits Shep. Shep is really good at evading capture. He tells him, hey, all the shady stuff you do, you never caught. You could evade the cameras. You're really good at this type of stuff. You could use your skill. So that's what Shep is going to be doing. He's going to be getting these guys out of sticky situations, and hopefully they don't get caught. The next person is Buck. Buck is a good mechanic. He's a good driver. So obviously he'll be the getaway driver. After that, we have Wainwright. Wainwright is a good marksman. Frank meets him. He's practicing his shooting. And Wainwright is gay. He wants to be part of the CIA and FBI. They don't want him, though, just because of his sexuality. And Frank tells him this. He goes, look, they don't want you, but I want you. You're really good at what you do. Be part of our team. We need a marksman. He even throws a couple of gun questions at Wainwright. He answers them no problem. So Wainwright is the new team marksman. And last but not least, we have Yellow Rose. As I already mentioned, she was in jail. Frank, sets her free by getting all her charges dropped. And she's really good at making bootleg documents. So Frank tells her, hey, you could get us into places we shouldn't be because you're really good at making fake documents. You'll be able to sneak us into all these places, like I said, that they shouldn't be. So that's pretty much what the story is about. At the very end, we get to finally see what the main mission is. And that's a little cliffhanger to hopefully get you to buy the next issue. Like I said, a really good setup issue. I'll be trying issue number 2 for sure. Just because I thought it was done really well. Next, we have... Oh, hold on before I continue. Let me see if I can find a page or two. Just so you guys can see some artwork. Let me see. I don't want to ruin nothing. Alright, this won't ruin nothing. Check it out. We have Wainwright just practicing his shooting. We have... let me see. I don't want to show you too much Wainwright. Here we go. We have Yellow Rose. She's kind of in gel. So that's kind of the artwork you'll be seeing in regarding the matter of Oswald's body. Now back to Robin and Batman. Same team that did Descender. Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. Not Justin, Dustin. So yeah, even if you don't like Batman and Robin, the artwork is really nice. Let me show you some artwork. Let's flip and open to this page right here. Check it out. Nice art. Let's go towards the middle. Check this out. Really nice. Really enjoy the artwork. And let's go towards the end. Hopefully I can find something to show you guys. I'm not going to ruin nothing. Nah. We just got some Killer Croc fighting action right here. So yeah, what's it about? You guys probably know the whole Batman and Robin story. We have Robin. His family just died. Batman takes him in. He's training him. Robin right now is training on low-level thugs. He's end up finding these guys who are like stealing meat out of this meat truck. Batman tells him, hey, you don't have this under control. Back away. he doesn't listen. He's stubborn. He ends up fighting these two guys. He knocks them out, but there's a guy in the truck that he didn't see who has a knife, and it's about to stab Robin. So Batman has to step in, and Robin gets pretty pissed. He's like, "Oh, I have this under control." And Batman's pretty much telling him, "No, you don't. Don't be stubborn." But he's a kid, you know. He was being stubborn. There's a part where he gets mad because Batman ends up reading his personal, what do you call it, journal. He gets pretty pissed. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it. It's Batman and Robin. Pick it up. It's like $5-6. It's like a trade, nice hard stock, good paper for $5 or $6. It's only a 3-issue mini as well. I think it's worth the investment. Next, we got What's the Furthest Place from Here, titled by Image. This is issue number 1. And when I read the previews, I was really excited to read this one. But now that I'm done, I'm not sure. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. Unlike regarding the matter of Oswald's body, where they set up the characters really well, and this one there's so many characters you don't really get attached to anybody, and there's just kind of confusion just because there's all these characters. You're like, wait, who's that again? Who's this person? What are they doing? It has that type of feel. Like, look at the Academy. One group is called the Academy. They live in a record store called Academy Records. This is the people you're introduced to. Then we have the Warwicks. I call them the Warwicks just because one of the members of the Academy says, "Hey, Warwicks, you guys are on our land." I call them the Warwicks, or AKA the Porky Pigs. And then you have the Strangers. So you have 3 groups you're introduced to. And let me show you what they look like before I go on with what I have to say. This is the Warwicks. Actually, we'll start off with the Academy. This is the inside of the record store, Academy Records. Let me see if I can find a picture of some of the group members. No, but you can see some artwork. Check it out. Anyways, let's continue on to the Warwicks, aka the Porky Pigs. As you can see right there, they have like a Porky Pig looking mask. And then we have the Strangers. The Strangers kind of look like nuns. I assume they're female. They kind of have like a feminine body. And they look like nuns. But you can't really tell just because they're all in black. But I'm assuming they're female. And that's the Strangers. So what's the story about? The story is about this post-apocalyptic world. We don't know what really happened, what's going on. To me, I kind of feel like maybe there was a nuke or something like that, just because it starts off with one of the members of the Academy. He's in the bathroom, and he has just lost a tooth. It's in the sink. He's bleeding from the mouth. And he's kind of like, "Oh man, I'm getting older." He's pretty worried because he's getting older. All of a sudden, another team member from the Academy ends up kind of barging into the bathroom. She sees that he's bleeding. She's like, "Hey, well, what's going on?" And he kind of freaks out. He's like, "Hey, get out of here. You didn't see nothing. You got to get out. Why are you barging in here? Don't you know the people in the bathroom?" So he's pretty worried. He's pretty upset. And he's like, "Just forget about what you just seen." And, he's pretty worried, like I said. So as soon as that happens, he kind of washes up. He goes out there, and the same girl, her name is Sid. So he's like, "Oh, I just want to let you know, and I found a record." And the record comes into play just because each team member of the Academy has to choose a record that defines who they are. And it's kind of important because when a team member dies, they burn the record. That's their send-off. That's kind of like the way they say goodbye. And she chose a record based on the cover, like, "Oh, I choose this one. It looks really cool." He's like, "You can't choose a record based on what it looks like. It has to really define you. That doesn't define you. You just like it because of the cover. Like, go choose something else." So she does. Then all of a sudden, they're kind of just chilling. They hear a big thump at the front door. They open it, and this guy ends up falling inside. He is an ex-member of the team. At least we believe he is. He's been gone for 42 days. All of a sudden, he's there. He's knocking on the door. He falls inside. He has an arrow in his back, and we end up finding out that the Warwicks, aka the Porky Pigs, have just chased him back to the Academy, and that's why the Porky Pigs also show up. So the Porky Pigs are like, "Hey, you have a doll in your possession. You're breaking the rules. That's not allowed. He's too old. You got to give him back." So we're not sure. Maybe the Warwicks are in charge of keeping the adults away from their neighborhood and that area or something. So the Academy goes out there and they start fighting. They kind of arguing, and they're kids, so they kind of have like kid arguments, like, "Oh, well, he's here because you guys chased him over here, and if you didn't chase him, he wouldn't be here." And then the Warwicks start talking amongst each other, like, "Oh, he has a point. We did chase him." So just like kid arguments and stuff like that, which is pretty cool because they're all pretty much teenagers. But as the Academy and the Warwicks are fighting the strangers, for some reason they have a key to the Academy record store. They go through the back door and they end up taking Slug. So we don't know what that's about. We don't know where they took him. We just know that he was taken. And as they're taking the Slug away, all of a sudden one of the team members from the Academy shoots one of the members of the Porky Pigs. They all disperse, and that's kind of how it ends. So yeah, I didn't, I'm kind of confused. It also, I don't know if I mentioned this already. It has a lot of page breaks. Check this out. This is page 1. Very next page, you got that. So it kind of ruined the story for me. And again, a page or two later, very next page, another one. 1, 2, 3 pages, another one. 1, 2, another one. And it just keeps having these little page breaks that kind of threw the story off for me as well. So once again, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. I'm kind of on the fence, just because, just based off this issue alone, I wouldn't say like go and buy it. It's kind of like that show you watch on TV. You might recommend it to your friend. You're like, hey, just get past the first issue or the first episode or two, and then it gets better. That's kind of how this feels. Just get past the first, issue or two, and it kind of feels like it's gonna get better, because I do have some intrigue in it. Like, who are the Warwicks? These weird nun-looking people, the Porky Pigs. What's causing these people to be worried about getting older? So I do have some interest. Just I don't think it was done too well. Where you just don't have investment into really wanting to know more. So let's continue. This is A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, and it picks up where the last one left off. This is a couple hours later. We have our guy. His name is Wen, I believe. He goes home, opens up the secret compartment that's in the floor, as you can see right there with the butter knife. He pulls out a blue thumb drive and he opens up this thumb drive on his computer, and it pulls up this website called Wet Bear. Now, Wet Bear seems to be a dark web site for hitmen. If you're a hitman, this is where you go to find jobs. Maybe you can post jobs as well. So when we don't know why he has access to this damn website. Was he a hitman before? We don't know. We do know he has a temper. In the first issue, he got pretty mad, but then he kind of calmed himself down. And so maybe he was an ex-hitman. Now he's trying to live a normal life. But also, I'm gonna have to kind of ruin it for you guys. At the end of the first issue, this couple was gruesomely murdered, and Wen was there. Why was he there? Is he a hitman and he accepted the job and he was supposed to go kill these people? We don't know. It doesn't really specify within the first issue. And this issue don't really tell us either. We just know that he has access to this website. And before the murder he showed up to at the end of the first one, he runs into the killer. So he knows who the killer is. We know who he looks like. So now he's at home. He opens up this website. He has access to find out who did the murder, which was the Jackal. I believe the name is the Jackal. Let me pull this up real quick. I'll find out right now. Yeah, so the job was completed by Blue Jackal, and the operator is Mayor Oak. So he looks up for the next job, who the Jackal is going to kill, and another job by the Mayor Oak. See who he's hired, which is obviously the Jackal. He ends up showing up, and that's kind of how it ends. We don't know if he's there because he wants to participate in the assassination. Is he there to try to be a hero? Is he there for some other reason? Who knows? But it's a pretty good story. I enjoy it. And it kind of feels like a manga. If you read manga, sometimes they're not very dialogue heavy, but the artwork speaks for itself. You know exactly what's going on within the story through the artwork. The same thing with this. The artwork speaks for itself. Now let me show you some artwork just in case you guys are interested. Check it out. Like I said, look, this one page, or these 2 pages, one speech bubble, not a whole lot going on. But as you read the story, you get exactly the feeling of exactly what's going on. Here he is at the next assassination. Once again, very little words are spoken, but you know exactly what's going on. And I really enjoy that. So I'll be picking up number 3 for sure. Anyways, guys, that's my thoughts on these 4 issues that I read this week. Peace out. We stay to the end. Thank you. Like, subscribe, share, do all that cool stuff if you can. And I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Laters.